He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. Shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Karkadash. The honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who follow. This is the brother Karatazar from the Nebraska camp, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And our Lord's word is edifying. The scripture we just read was Isaiah 14:6. Okay, and that he who smote the people, all right, with that continual stroke, is talking about the so-called white man. All right, I see. Oh, I know you see the name of the lesson is, so-called white lives matter. All right, and this is not our rest. I got a current event that's happened here in Omaha, Nebraska. We're just gonna go through a couple articles in these scriptures, man. And let's just get the scripture right now, because Micah 2:10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." All right, America is not our rest. America is not the place where we're gonna get our just due. America is not the place where we're gonna get good judgment. America is not the place where we have assured peace. All right, why? He says because it is polluted. All right, America is morally polluted, physically polluted. All right, financially, spiritually, all of that, man. It's a garbage dump of a kingdom. Let's get this word polluted. All right, it's Strong's H2930. Tama. It says to be unclean, to become impure sexually, religiously, and ceremonially, to defile oneself, to be profane, to be unclean. Yeah, especially in ceremony or moral sense. Contaminated, defiled, pollute. To make unclean, to make utterly. Let's get the etymology. Ceremonially unclean and profane, rendered impure or unclean. Hey, that's America to the T. To pollute, to defile, to violate the sanctity, to render ceremonially unclean, right? Because all the bullshit that goes on in America, man, like you'll never get the same judgment as a white man. A black guy, so-called black guy, and a so-called white guy commit the exact same crime on the exact same day, go in front of the exact same judge, and get two different judgments. All right, that's why it says to arise and depart. All right, we need to get out of the let's make it in America mindset as a people. All right, we need to wake up, know and understand who we are. All right, and where we need to go and what we need to do to get where we need to be. All right, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. So keep trusting in America, and you're gonna eat the fruit of your way. All right, definitely need to wake up as a people and understand that hey, America ain't it, and we have a kingdom that is set up for us. All right, that's gonna be for our turn. All right, that's gonna support our morals. All right, support just righteous judgment. All right, so let's get into these articles, man. First one I want to go into is this article here. It is dated, October 7th of this year, 2024. And it says, Douglas County, which Omaha is in Douglas County in Nebraska, Douglas County attorney says fatal police shooting was justified. All right, now they got a video. I hope that I don't get flagged for this. I'm going to play the video anyways. It's not too gruesome, but It's going to show that, what's going down here. So I'm going to go ahead. Matter of fact, before we play the video, all right. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Here we go. So.
County Attorney.
All right. So this is the bus station here in North Omaha. I'll also preface it by saying this. Down here in North Omaha, that's where Jake stays. That's where all the Negroes stay in North Omaha. Issachar stays in South Omaha, and you got your two-time losers sprinkled in between, and then the rich white folks stay out west. Okay, so this is like the hood, and like real life on the other side of this grass right here is the police station. That's where the police station is. Okay, so like this car literally came from around the corner, right? Out their little driveway and into where the bus terminal is. Just to give you some context. Now, what the incident happened further down the bus terminal, but we're gonna get the video right here.
Video.
All right, so it's gonna show us exactly what happened. Like I said, this is down north. That's what we call it in Omaha, down north, where the incident happened. All right, so let's check this out.
Video was obtained from the Metro's North Omaha Transit Center.
So, like I said, this is right on the other side of that. Like I said, right here is on the other side of right here. Or behind that fence is the police station. All right. So let's go ahead and play the video. He's shooting him right now. That's pretty well. I'll play it. Now, what are you going to do at this point? You shot him 8 times. Probably in a small circle. You do what you're doing. All right. You know he grouped them shots together to shoot 2 kill. So why are you even trying to administer, any kind of life support? You gunned that man down. So we'll get into the article. It says the officer who fired his gun at Stephen Phelps Jr. 8 times in less than 3 seconds won't face charges. The Douglas County Attorney Don Klein said in a release Monday that the actions of the Omaha officer Noah Zendejas during the September 28th traffic stop and subsequent foot pursuit were justified. After careful review of the video evidence and statements made, the actions of Mr. Phelps in producing a firearm at the traffic stop, not complying with the officer's commands, and Mr. Phelps' gun barrel being pointed toward the officer during the incident justified the officer's decision to use deadly force. Now we just watched the video. How did he had time to pull a gun? I'm not saying he didn't have a gun, But you show me when he had time to point the gun at the officer. He didn't have time to pull the gun, but hey, that's justified. That's justified, right? So let's go into it a little bit more. All right, it was let me see. It wasn't this guy. This guy didn't even shoot. Okay, it was this guy. All right. It says during last week's news conference, police revealed body cam, body cam, dash cam, and security camera footage from the incident, showing footage of Zendejas and Officer Alex Atkinson ordering Phillips to return to his Monte Carlo after the vehicle was pulled over for expired plates. Officer Zendejas yelled "Stop" 3 times before firing shots at Phelps in less than 3 seconds. Officer Atkinson did not fire his weapon. The video shows Phelps still had the gun in his hand as he jumped the fence and only dropped it after being shot. Now, I didn't see the gun. We can rewind it back again. I wish we could slow it down. Let's see if we can. All right, here we go. Which he shouldn't have got out the car. Right. He's running, he reaches in to get the gun. So when he jumped over, he landed, his left arm hit the ground, which he braced himself with. He obviously didn't have the gun in the left hand because, number one, he's probably right-handed. He's going to shoot with the right hand. The right hand never comes out of that hoodie, and he braced himself with the left hand. So he has the gun right now pointed at the officers. Is that what you're saying? Come on, it's bullshit. That's what it is. It's bullshit. But apparently this is the gun. So, all right. It says we don't know what Mr. Phelps' intent was, but when the gun was pointed at him, he had it in his hand. The officer authorized. The officer is authorized to defend himself, Schmider said during the news conference. It doesn't look like he needed to be defending himself. There's nothing to defend himself from. Well, okay, let's say he has the right to defend himself. We'll give him that. He shot him dead. He has the right to defend himself. You know, the guy had a gun. All right, let's just say anybody with a deadly weapon then the officer will have the right to defend himself and then shoot them dead and, use deadly force, right? It says Schmader said OPD's use of deadly force policy authorizes deadly force if there is a threat of serious bodily injury or death to the officer. That's important to keep in mind. All right. If there's a threat of serious bodily injury or death to an officer, then they are authorized to use deadly force or to defend the life of another. All right, they're authorized to do that as well. The other guy said he was not alarmed by the shots. He says when we train to shoot until they feel the threat is gone. Right? So, they're going to shoot till the threat is gone. So let's get this article. All right. So we got this guy. All right, John Pitzer. All right, 30 years old. This is from KETV, the local news station. 30-year-old man faces multiple charges. He didn't get shot to death 8 times. He faces multiple charges after allegedly fleeing arrest while armed and intoxicated. 1 second, Baba Shah. All right, here we go. Slakia. So, 30-year-old man faces multiple charges after allegedly fleeing arrest while armed and intoxicated. So it says a 30-year-old man faces multiple charges after he was allegedly intoxicated and fled arrest while in possession of a stolen vehicle early Sunday morning, at around 2:19 a.m. The Douglas County Sheriff's Sergeant was flagged down near 155th Street and Stony Brook Boulevard, right? So remember, we told you about being in North Omaha, right?
Here's a new idea. You can apply for.
All right. Yeah, so this is 30th. This is 30th and Ames. All right, North Omaha. This is 155th Street, very far away. The other side of town, West Omaha. All right, it's 2 a.m. and this guy is slumped over in his vehicle. Okay? The other guy, yeah, he had bad plates, but at least it was his vehicle. This guy is at 2 a.m. He's slumped over in his vehicle. It says, according to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, the same sheriff's office who, matter of fact, no, but this is the police department, I believe. Yeah, this was a sheriff, not a police officer. All right. According to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, the sergeant woke the driver, identified as John Pitzer, who appeared intoxicated. The authorities said Pitzer then reached for a knife. All right. He's armed. Remember, they're authorized to use force, deadly force, if a threat to serious bodily injury or death to an officer occurs, right? Or to defend the life of another. So he reached for a knife. All right. The sergeant gave a loud verbal commands for Pitzer to put his hands, to keep his hands visible. Pitzer did not comply to the orders. He moved across the vehicle, exited from the passenger side, and fled from the sergeant. So not only did this guy brandish a weapon, not comply to orders, all right, but he also fled, and he appeared to be intoxicated. All right, the sergeant pursued and attempted to place Pitzer under arrest as he resisted. So not only did this guy fought back, did he get shot? No. Well, let's see. Did he get shot? Because it seems like a situation that the other guy that this guy Phelps, okay, it seems like a situation.
Get a load of this glorious morning in nature. Can you feel the energy? The verb.
Seems like a kind of situation that he was in, very similar. But guess what? He's no longer breathing our air. All right. His family has to bury him. All right. It says he resisted. The sergeant was able to restrain him after several minutes with help from concerned citizens. So not only did it take the sergeant, it took regular everyday bystanders to control this guy. But Jake flees, Jake runs from the police and gets shot down. All right, it says Pitzer was arrested on possession of a stolen vehicle, possession of methamphetamine, resisting arrest, open container, possession of drug paraphernalia, and an outstanding warrant for assault. So this guy has a history of at least hurting people. He's on meth. He's been drinking, and he stole a vehicle, and he threatened an officer with a knife, and he ran from an officer, and he didn't get shot, not once. Hey, this not our arrest. It's not. They're not for our turn. Okay. This is Psalm 73:5. It says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." All right. They don't have the same issues as we have, and they're not going to be persecuted like we're persecuted. This is Wisdom of Solomon. The point is in 12. I'm going to start at 10. It says, "Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be in the law of justice. Let our strength be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth." Right? Just right. If you ain't got the strength to defend yourself, you ain't worth shit. If you ain't got this, and that's in Esau system. That's not in a fair balance, fair judgment system. But here in America, if you can fight anything if you got money. But money shouldn't sway judgment. All right, it says, "Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn," right? And he is clean contrary to our doings. We're opposites. All right, that's why Jake gets shot down, and the so-called white guy does even more terrible things, and he walks away with his life at the end of the day. It says, "He upbraided us with our offending of the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressing of our education." So I want to get it in the GNT because it just says it just a little bit plainer. It says, "We'll oppress the poor righteous." It's like we'll oppress the poor even if they are righteous, right? It doesn't matter. They're just gonna fuck over Jake. All right. We'll show no respect for widows or old people. We'll call ourselves right if we're if we are strong enough to get away. It's like it. We'll call ourselves right if we are strong enough to get what we want. Right? That sounds like a whole lot of right here. Douglas County attorney said that the fatal police shooting was justified. Hey, as long as they get what they want, that's all they care about. Fuck you. No one ever got anywhere being weak, So, like I said, Esau only respects strength, and that strength within his system. All right, it says, "Righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them." If they could, they've been trying to do that. They said, race it, right? They've been wanting to get rid of us. They are against what we do. They accuse us of breaking the law of Moses and violating the traditions of our ancestors, which they do. They completely go off. They completely transgress the scriptures. All right, and they're persecuting the children of the Lord. All right, the Lord said you touch the apple of His eye, and you're going to pay for it. All right, so these devils have a lot to pay for, but we as a nation, we as the hopeful elect, because the whole nation, you know, the whole nation is not going to acquiesce to the Most High. So we as the hopeful elect, all right, need to just keep our eyes on the prize and remember that this place is polluted. All right, this place is deemed to be destroyed. All right, and that we don't have a kingdom in this place. We have something much more greater later. All right, and with that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who follow. Shalom.